So in this session, we are going to discuss the health benefits of the nutraceuticals in the management of the diseases. Let us move towards the cardiovascular diseases. As you know that the cardiovascular diseases, say for example, stroke, isn't it? Cardiac attack, or you can say the hypertension, rise in blood pressure, hypotension, then some of the diseases related to the artery, vein, and so on. All these things, or ischemia, partial to complete AV block, then the what we can say, heart failure, you can say, then the congestive cardiac failure is there. So there are so many diseases are there related with the cardiovascular system. And when we are considering the diseases aligned with the heart, mainly it is due to imbalance in the lipid level, fatty acid levels, right? Mainly due to the gain in a weight. Weight gain is one of the major problem in the area of the management of the cardiovascular diseases. Then deposition of the material onto the inner walls of the arteries and veins that may lead to the arteriosclerosis and so on. And if we work on these areas with the help of the nutraceuticals, definitely it is possible to prevent the cardiovascular diseases. If you can see the patient, if he or she is having a diabetes mellitus, definitely he or she is very prone to the cardiovascular diseases, isn't it? So once if we are consuming continuously some of the nutraceuticals, definitely the we are going to be prevented from the cardiovascular diseases. So CVS disorder is the disorder of heart and the blood vessels. So whatever the cardiovascular system disorders are there, either they are the disorders of the heart or the blood vessels. For example, hypertension, congestive heart failure, stroke, peripheral vascular diseases, and so on. And majority of the cardiovascular diseases or the symptoms, disorders, these are the preventable. It is in our hand, right? How we are managing our lifestyle, how we are managing our diet, how we are managing our physical exercise, and so on. That could be helpful to manage the sudden cardiovascular diseases. Furthermore, the nutraceuticals are having the potential to prevent the cardiovascular diseases. It is having a potential to treat the certain cardiovascular diseases. So let us move towards the role of nutraceuticals in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. Nutraceuticals in the form of antioxidants, say when the person is suffering from the any of the disease aligned with the cardiovascular system that is related to the heart, arteries, veins, the oxidative stress is going to be. If nutraceutical it is reached with the antioxidant, definitely they are going to minimize, they are going to decrease the oxidative stress and going to provide the health benefit when the patient is suffering from some of the cardiovascular system diseases. Then the use of dietary fibers. The dietary fibers, they are going to reduce the lipid levels, fatty acid levels, which are unwanted to our body. They are going to be deposited into the veins or arteries, and that may lead to the ischemia or cardiac attack or so on. Then the various vitamins and minerals are used with the physical exercise for prevention and treatment of cardiovascular system disorders. So nutraceuticals in the form of antioxidants, dietary fibers, vitamins, minerals are used with the physical exercise for prevention and treatment of serious disorders. Polyphenols, which are present in the grapes, which prevent and control the arterial diseases. If we are regularly consuming the grapes, definitely some of the cardiovascular diseases related with the arteries are going to be minimized or it gets prevented. Then the flavonoids, which are present in the onion, vegetable, grapes, red wine, apples, cherries, which are going to block the ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, and strengthen the tiny capillaries that carry oxygen and essential nutrients to all cells. Furthermore, the flavonoids which are present in the vegetables, grapes, red wine, apple, cherries, they are going to block the ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, and it is going to strengthen the capillaries that carries the oxygen and essential nutrients for cells. So one can use the flavonoids in the management of the cardiovascular system. When we are thinking about the drink, we always used to think about the drinks like whiskey. Maybe the many more drinks are available in the market. But if we could think about the red wine, definitely it is having a great role in the management of the certain diseases. So one should think about the red wine than that of the other beverages from the alcohol category, because that might leads to the some of the bad effects on the health. And red wine, it might be prepared from the grapes and it is having the health benefit, isn't it? Then the flavonoids containing the hesperidin found in the citrus fruit, then the silabine in the milk thistle, then the flavonoids containing the quercetin found in tea, then camphorol and rutin in a grapefruit, then rutin in a buckwheat, ginkgo flavone glycosides in a ginkgo, which play a major role in curing cardiovascular diseases. The flavonol, like a hesperidin, and the flavonols, like a quercetin, camphorol, rutin, then the ginkgo flavone glycoside, all these things are having the major role in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. So on this slide, we have discussed the antioxidants, dietary fibers, vitamins, minerals, polyphenols, flavonoids, flavanones, and flavonols. How they are going to be helpful in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. Furthermore, the spirulina, it is a blue-green algae which is grown in the seawater mainly, which is rich with the proteins, so many vitamins, minerals, and they're having the ability to alter the blood lipid profile. And furthermore, mainly it reduces the bad cholesterol. Mainly, it reduces the bad cholesterol, which is responsible for the certain cardiovascular diseases. So if we are consuming the spirulina, definitely we will get certain vitamins, we will get certain minerals, we will get certain major proteins, and it is having also ability to reduce the bad cholesterol. It is a blue-green algae. Then garlic, maybe daily we are consuming the garlic, isn't it? Our food contains a small quantity of garlic, we are using it as a spices, and it contains the sulfur compounds like allicin, allicin, and so on. And it is having the ability to reduce the bad cholesterol from the systemic circulation. So it lowers the lipid through both inhibition of fat absorption. So when we are consuming the garlic, it reduces the absorption of the lipids, and furthermore, it is going to inhibit the hepatic cholesterol synthesis. It acts as an antihypertensive agent by AC inhibitory effect and calcium channel blocking activity. So whatever the major constituents which are present in the garlic, they are going to act as a antihypertensive by AC inhibitory effect, and furthermore, it is going to block the calcium channel, right? So this is about the garlic. Then probiotics. Probiotics are the living microorganisms and they are going to inhibit the cholesterol synthesis and enhance the cholesterol metabolism. Then furthermore, co-precipitation and deconjugation of lipids with the bile salts, right? Because whatever the bile salts are there, they are going to be recycled with, with the enterohepatic cycling, isn't it? If there is a deconjugation, what will happen? That will reduces the absorption of the bad cholesterol. Then assimilation of the cholesterol into the cellular membrane with the microbes and antioxidant properties. So in this way, the probiotics are going to show the health benefits in the cardiovascular diseases. Then omega-3 fatty acids, for example, EPA and DHA, which reduces the platelet aggregation, then blood viscosity, then plasma fibrinogen level, then the thromboglobulin, and increases the capillary flow. Furthermore, it reduces the triglyceride levels and have a anti-arrhythmic effect. So if you are consuming the omega-3 fatty acids, they are going to act as an anti-arrhythmic, right? It is going to increase the capillary flow. It is going to decrease the platelet aggregation, which is responsible for the block, which is responsible for the attacks. Then it is going to reduce the blood viscosity. It is going to reduce the plasma fibrinogen level and the thromboglobulin. So on this slide, we have discussed the spirulina, garlic, probiotics, and omega-3 fatty acids like EPA and the DHA. Moving further, that is the next example, that is the curcumin and coenzyme Q10. So curcumin, which is being obtained from the turmeric, it is having a enhancing effect on LDL receptor, HMD-CoA reductase, and farnesyl diphosphate synthetase. It is going to stimulate the rate of cholesterol catabolism and liver X alpha receptor expression by enhancing the hepatic cholesterol 7 hydroxylase. As we know that only the curcumin is having a good effect in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. I felt that I should add some points related how it is going to be beneficial, what are the different mechanisms, and so on. Furthermore, it is going to reduce the oxidation of LDL-C by enhancing the hepatic superoxide dismutase and the glutathione peroxidase. It significantly decreases the serum lipid peroxidation and increases the HDL-C and decreases the total serum cholesterol level. Simply, it is going to reduce the bad cholesterol levels in the body, and thereby it is going to act as a anti-hyperlipidemic. It improves the functioning of heart and blood vessels, and furthermore, it is going to act as an antioxidant, and it avoids the oxidative injury. It decreases the oxidative stress which is exerted on the major organs like a heart. So this is about the curcumin, which is being obtained from the Curcuma longa. Then coenzyme Q10. So coenzyme Q10 mainly present in the some of the organs. It is going to act as a antioxidant, naturally produced in the body and present in heart, kidney, and liver. It is mainly found in the meat and seafood. It takes part in a free radical scavenger, thereby it is going to act as an antioxidant, regeneration of vitamin ECA, and inhibition of oxidation of LDL. Low levels of the coenzyme Q10 indicates there is a hypertension. So if we can increase the levels of coenzyme Q10, definitely we will get a relief from the hypertension. It improves the ejection fraction such as stroke volume and cardiac output, and avoid formation of the atherosclerotic lesion. So this is about the enzyme Q10. It reduces the blood pressure. It is going to act as an antihypertensive, right? Moving further, the flavonoids, then black tea, green tea, and isoflavonoids. The very first one, flavonoids. Flavonoids are also used in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. The sources of flavonoids are onion, apple, cruciferous vegetables, black grapes, cherries, berries, and so on. The mode of action is it blocks the ACE, that is angiotensin converting enzyme, and thus reduces the blood pressure. Whatever the flavonoids present in the vegetables, they are going to reduce the blood pressure by blocking the ACE. Furthermore, it blocks the cyclooxygenase enzymes that break down the prostaglandin and thus prevents the platelet aggregation. And furthermore, there is a protective effect on the vascular system and tiny capillaries. You might know the one of the drugs always given to the patient, that is the aspirin. When when the patient is suffering from the cardiovascular diseases, right? So here the flavonoids came into the existence. If we are consuming regularly the flavonoids, definitely, whatever the blood thickening properties are there, it is going to be reduced, and blood becomes the thin, and they are going to prevent the platelet aggregation. Then black tea, maybe all of you are aware about the tea daily which we are consuming, but it is added with the milk, right? It is added with the milk. If we can consume the tea as a black tea, definitely it is helpful in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. And it is going to suppress the free radicals. That is, it is going to act as an antioxidant, suppress the hypoglycemia. Sorry, it suppress the hyperglycemia, and thus they reduce the hypertension. Then green tea reduces the gastrointestinal absorption of the cholesterol. And last one, that is the isoflavonoids, that is it is having a cholesterol lowering activity by altering the thyroid status, enhance the bile acid excretion, then it inhibits the lipid peroxidation, for example, soya protein. Let us move towards the dietary fibers. So dietary fibers, they are going to be divided into the two types. One is a soluble type, another one is the insoluble type. All these dietary fibers, they are going to reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Soluble fibers like which are present in the gums, fruits, they are help to lower the blood fat and maintain the sugar level. Then insoluble fibers like the cellulose, hemicellulose, they pass into digestive tract and trap the cholesterol and toxin, and thereby they are going to prevent the absorption of the bad cholesterol. Like guar gum, pectin, buckwheat seed reduces the low density lipoproteins, and these fibers leads to bind cholesterol, bile acid, and disrupt enterohepatic cycle. Bile acid, which is required for synthesis of the cholesterol, and hence blood cholesterol levels are going to be reduced. So in this way, the dietary fibers are going to be helpful in the management of the cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, these dietary fibers, they are going to maintain the homocysteine, which is responsible for damage of the blood vessels, heart attack, stroke, or peripheral vascular disease. Then the resveratrol, which inhibits the LDL oxidation, retards the cardiac fibrosis, improves the cardiac remodeling, enhances the diastolic and systolic function. Furthermore, it inhibits the endothelial apoptosis and reduces the oxidative stress. Then the rice bran, it lowers the level of LDL and increases the level of HDL. Rice bran, it is I think so, it is a oil. So these are the some of the nutraceuticals and nutraceutical products. They're having the role in the management of the cardiovascular diseases. So in the management of cardiovascular diseases, we have discussed uh, so many nutraceuticals which are from the category of dietary fibers, the minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, phytoconstituents, and so on. The majorly the polyphenols, flavonols, then the spirulina, garlic, probiotics, omega-3 fatty acids, then curcumin, coenzyme Q10, then the again flavonoids, black tea, green tea. Maybe they contains rich with the certain tannins, then isoflavonoids, then dietary fibers, resveratrol, and the rice bran. These are the some of the nutraceuticals which are being used in the management of the cardiovascular Keep you well.